Do you ever feel as though you don't have enough energy throughout the day? You feel exhausted, and as a result, you don't get as many things done as you'd like. You feel unmotivated and end up procrastinating, convincing yourself that you're just taking a break to recharge. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly why you feel this way, what you can do about it, and the habits and routines that you should put in place to never feel this way again, and instead feel energized throughout the entire day. So you wake up like you've just had your third cup of coffee and be able to perform at your highest level, both professionally and personally. So you'd be pretty dumb to click off this video because this video might just save your entire life. Now, having sustained energy and focus throughout the day is your most important asset. So let me show you how. About 6 months ago, I was really struggling with my sleep schedule. And I was a junior in high school at the time, and midterms were coming up. And I've always had good grades in school, but this was junior year, the hardest year in high school. And I was taking 4 APs, and I hadn't prepared adequately. In fact, I only left myself about 5 days to study. And I learned a lot about myself and sleep and energy and focus during this time because I was only getting around 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night. And what made it worse was that I wasn't focused either. I kept going on my phone, procrastinating, hoping that all of this work and stress and exhaustion would just disappear. But when I finally decided to face the work head on, there were only 48 hours until midterms. So what did I do? Well, I turned off my phone. I used a few focus and energy methods I learned on YouTube from Andrew Huberman while procrastinating, and I fixed my sleep. I got through the midterms and scored decently, low 90s across the board. But what did I learn from this, and what lessons can we take away? So you might be wondering why I have this drawing up here. Well, think of your energy and focus that you have throughout the day, like your phone. When you go to bed, you put it on the charger and you let it recharge, just like you do with your sleep. And the reason why you need to let your phone recharge is because if you don't, it'll burn out and it won't be able to operate at full capacity. And all of these things that demand your attention throughout the day are the apps that you use on your phone. So you want to make sure that the apps you're using aren't distracting you from your work. They aren't social media, TikTok, Instagram, like these apps right here. And instead, they're productivity apps, tools that'll help you get things done, like Notion and Apple Calendar. Now, I'll leave a video after this to go more into depth about focus and how you can ensure you aren't distracted in this world full of distraction. But put simply, your inputs result in your outputs. So it's really important to make sure that your inputs are what you spend your time on throughout the day, and it's getting you closer to your goals. So what are some actionable things that you can do other than removing everything that doesn't serve you or your goals? Well, the best way to improve your sleep is to have a set time to go to bed and wake up. And I've heard a lot about this through Andrew Huberman, and the most optimal time to sleep is from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. because your circadian rhythm, which is basically your body clock, is set to go to bed when the sun goes down and wake up when the sun comes up, which is how we were wired thousands of years ago. Now, another thing you can do is to have a morning routine and an evening routine. And this plays into what I call the 1-4-5 method. Now, the 1-4-5 method is basically just a structure for your day. So 1 is to remove 1 small bad habit or add 1 small good habit. And it's based on the idea of improving 1% every single day. Now, 4 stands for this routine. So in the evening, first thing I do is around 45 minutes before I go to bed, I turn off all screens and take a 5-minute hot shower. Now, this helps to drop your internal body temperature, which is optimal for sleep. And if you've ever noticed that you sleep much better when it's a little cooler in the room, that's why. And it also relaxes your muscles and reduces the muscle tension. It also is a behavioral anchor where you can just use it to tell yourself that it's time to wind down and relax. And it also feels pretty good too. So studies show people who take hot showers or bath 1 to 2 hours before bed fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, and report better sleep quality. Now, next thing I do is I sit on the floor of my room and I meditate for about 5 minutes. And I know this might sound a little woo-woo to you, but I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and I really noticed a difference in my quality of sleep. And next, I journal. I just write about the day, my goals, what's important to me, and most importantly, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Now, research actually shows that those who practice gratitude are more happy. And after journaling, I read for about 15 minutes. And right now I'm reading The Courage to be Disliked, and it's a really good book, and I recommend it to you. Then around 9 p.m., I go to bed. Next is a very crucial part to the 1-4-5 method, which is the morning routine. Now, this consists of getting right out of bed the first thing you hear your alarm. Then going right into the bathroom, splashing cold water on your face, drinking a cold glass of water, brush your teeth, and then go to the window, or better yet, go outside and close your eyes and just look at the sun for a few minutes. What also helps to wake you up is jumping in the shower and setting it on the coldest setting. This builds discipline and it gets you woken up and ready for the day. And that's all from me, and I'll catch you in the next one.